Good morning. I'd like to welcome you all to the first day of the International Islamic Banking Summit in Djibouti. We are very fortunate to have an excellent lineup of speakers who will be focusing their discussions on boosting economic development and trade and investment between Africa and OIC markets through Islamic finance. Conference host, His Excellency Governor Ahmad Osman from the Central Bank of Djibouti. We are all here, Governor, because of the high initiative you're leading within the Central Bank of Djibouti. Tremendous progress has been made not just in Djibouti but in East Africa as a whole. What are the next exciting steps that we can expect in terms of the progress of Islamic finance, Governor?
Nous avons comme ambition de devenir ici à Djibouti un centre d'affaires régional de plus en plus important compte tenu des perspectives de développement et des potentialités de développement de la région. Éthiopie, Somalie, Djibouti, il y a énormément de choses à faire. Et à Djibouti, nous avons la particularité d'avoir un système financier moderne où vous avez la liberté de mouvement des capitaux, une monnaie solide et librement convertible, ce qui existe rarement en Afrique, des banques commerciales classiques qui ont fait leur preuve. Et depuis peu, nous essayons de promouvoir la finance islamique, grâce à votre soutien d'ailleurs, pour essayer de capter davantage de populations musulmanes dans les circuits financiers islamiques et promouvoir en même temps les produits islamiques pour que les produits islamiques soient des véhicules pour porter les investissements et porter le développement. Prochaine étape pour la finance islamique, c'est le renforcement des capacités. C'est la création d'un centre de formation à Djibouti en collaboration avec l'IRTI, IFSB, la Banque centrale du Soudan, une banque pakistanaise qui était présente l'année dernière, qui nous avait proposé ses experts. Donc c'est vraiment la création d'un institut qui assurera de façon permanente la formation, le renforcement des capacités, la divulgation de ces produits et le développement du marché financier islamique.
Thank you, Governor. Thank you very much. With me, Mr. Ijlal Alvi, CEO of IIFM. Thank you, Mr. Alvi. Just a quick question to you. From the perspective of a global standard setter, what needs to be done to accelerate the development of Islamic finance in Africa?
Yeah, thank you for the question. It's an interesting question, and I think answer is not very difficult. One of the things which, from IFM perspective, which is very relevant for any country, especially new jurisdictions like Africa is coming, we have, standardized documentation relating to capital money market, now coming to trade finance and corporate finance over the period. And these can be readily used because we have gone through the market process, we have gone through the legal implications, so legal also we can advise, and more importantly the Sharia harmonization. So Sharia, is also, we have approvals, so other institution, maybe jurisdiction like Africa can benefit, so they don't have to reinvent and rely on others, or may have 15 different types of agreements and all. So these are sort of agreement for the wider market. We are not talking about the retail. Retail have different concepts. So that's, I think it's a very advantageous for the African countries to use these documents. Of course, when we develop, we look at AOFI standards, so that is there. If the Sharia, is clearly defined what AOFI says, so we build it upon that, we don't duplicate. And then also IFSB, which is on the regulatory, so if there is any regulatory capital, eventually we leave that part also, although in the arrangement or document it is covered in the sense that this needs to be addressed. But how you will address it, you have IFSB. So these standard setting bodies can really benefit Africa, and how they will be properly utilized, and then, standards and all in terms of implementation by regulators, take up by the institutions, and also there are more greater involvement which we do sometimes see, so that will be also helpful.
Thank you, Mr. Ali. Thank you. We're delighted to have Mr. Yasir Dalawi, the CEO of Sharia Review Bureau. As an esteemed international Sharia advisor, how can Sharia standardization on an international level help Africa further develop its Islamic financial potential?
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. Well, standardization, I believe, is quite important. It's not only for Africa; it's for the whole industry. And speaking particularly about Africa, I think they have to start from where everybody has finished, because has been a lot of developments in the past 40 years, and that's if I want to speak about Sharia advisory in specific, comparing the traditional way of doing Sharia advisory to the developments that has happened to this sector and this important function to the industry. I think there is a way much benefits that Africa can get out of that, and that is reflected on the cost and efficiency of this function. And of course, standardization will be a major factor in this role, considering that most of the Islamic banking and finance transactions are now standardized in a way, even though we have different Sharia boards and different scholars talking about maybe minor differences, but the main thing is the same. So I believe that standardization will help a lot in bringing in Islamic finance and support to Africa.
Thank you, Mr. Dalabi.